Hi peeps, we are back. We are talking Love After Lockup, Life After Lockup, Season 4, Episode 17. Before we get into the show, I just want to say that this review is going to be a little bit different. For some reason, WeTV hates my guts. I don't know what it is, but they do. If you remember last season, I used to have video clips for the show. WeTV struck my channel and said, hell to the no. You are not going to have clips for us. Now, recently, they have been striking my channel still, and I'm not even using any of their clips. So I have no idea what's going on and why WeTV is against me. But we're going to try to do this and hopefully not get a copyright strike or something like that. Just wish me luck, you guys. Hey, before we get into the video, please do me the honors of subscribing to my channel, hitting the notification bell so you can always be notified when I post new content, hitting the thumbs up because that does wonders for my channel, and share. Thanks. So the episode starts off with Marcelino and Brittany. Brittany is still over the top pissed off. She cannot believe that Amanda had this information regarding Marcelino for several months and she didn't mention it to her at all. And that is something that I can't understand. I really do. However, you and Marcelino were doing really well and you decided to bring this woman into your bedroom. That was mistake number one. Now listen, I do not begrudge people from having any kind of sex that they like. If you like the sex with 3 people, that's your business. Enjoy. But you have to remember that you could be opening Pandora's box by inviting a 3rd or 4th person into your relationship, especially if you have, quote unquote, a happy marriage. So we see her go over to Amanda's job and then she calls her and says, I'm out in the parking lot, come out, I need to talk to you. And the first thing I did was laugh because I said, ma'am, no ma'am, you are not bringing this foolishness to somebody's job. Well, anyway, she gets there and she is questioning Amanda. You know, how long did you have this dick pic? What were you saying to him? Back and forth, back and forth. And Amanda was stumbling. You know what I mean? She knew she was in the wrong. She didn't really know what to say, how to take it, what to do. I didn't say anything back. I didn't say anything back. I really did think that you knew, blah, blah, blah. But no, ma'am. No, ma'am. A true friend, no matter what the circumstances are, even if you have been in a threesome with them before, should have still came out and said, listen, I know we did that thing a couple weeks ago, but now your husband is in my DMs. Is this coming from him and you, or is this just coming from him? Because he's talking about sliding me to ping. You know, is it okay? What's going on? But Amber didn't do that. And then, you know, Brittany is about that life. She is not here for any of this foolishness. My problem with this is, why isn't she giving the same energy to Marcelino? Okay, so yes, Amanda knew X, Y, and Z. She didn't share it with you. Just cut her off and move on. But all of this heat, all of this energy should be towards Marcelino because he's the one you married and he's the one that you took these vows with. Okay, but it was you originally begging for this threesome. You didn't just ask a couple of times. You asked multiple times. You were begging for this action. And now you got some action. But on the show, we ended up getting some action. Now listen. Brittany was not here for the foolishness. Next thing you know, she hauls off. And I do mean she hauled off. And she knocked the shit out of Amber. Now, honey, listen, I would love to show you the clip, but I can't. Because WeTV is on my ass. But trust me, okay? She whooped that woman's ass out in that parking lot. She fell on the ground. It was pretty bad. She was crying. The tears were rolling. I said, oh, wow. Oh, wow. You got beat up outside of your job. Now you have to go back into the office with these people who have probably had their face stuck to the window like suction cups. You know, them little suction things on the back of your car window that says baby on board. They have been stuck to the window like that, I'm sure. Not to mention all the other businesses at the plaza. I'm kind of nosy. So I would definitely have been watching. And from now on, whenever you come and go from work, people will be looking at you thinking, remember that time she got knocked out? I mean, this was even funnier than Curtis getting knocked out. You know, his puss ass. Anyway, Brittany ends up threatening the girl. The girl is saying how effed up this is and this and this. Brittany is running up on the girl like, you want some more of this? You know, Brittany, listen. You don't need to get locked up. You are the breadwinner of your family and you are the mother of 3. Girl, take your chain-smoking ass home and take care of those kids and put Marcelino's ass out. This is just too much. This is just too much. Anyway, moving on. Chaz and Brandon. Now, honey, listen. Chaz finally gets the sex. Oh, Lord. The man is baby talking his head off. He is laid up in bed. They wearing those matching yellow robes. And he's kissing her disgustingly again. I mean, I have never seen anybody kiss like that. Before the kiss even starts, he sticks his entire tongue out. I mean, it's real nasty and real gross. I am sick. I mean, yikes. Anyway, he is talking about how good the sex was, how she put it on him. She's a tigress. Oh, Lord. And she said that he was a soft, cuddly butterfly in the bed. I said, he's a soft, cuddly butterfly out of the bed, too. Ooh. Anyway, Chaz is so excited that he got a little kitty, right? So he tells her on the way out to take her back to her house that he has decided that he is going to prolong his trip a little bit longer. He's about to extend his stay because that man wants some more kitty, right? He thought he was about to get some. So he wants to extend his stay. Well, honey, she was not here for it. She was absolutely not here for it. She gets all upset. She is huffing and puffing and telling him, you do not need to extend your stay. You do not need to stay here longer. I have to go to school. I have to go to work. I've got stuff to do. She told him, I've got to get up at 8 o'clock in the morning. My curfew is 6 o'clock. I mean, she is counting down the list of reasons. I said, girl, why don't you tell him you got to milk the cow, power wash the apartment complex? Like, you just got a lot to do. She is trying to think of every reason why she cannot spend any time with Chaz and how he needs to just get his butt over to the airport ASAP. My thing is, I think she gave him the sex because she felt pressured and she felt that she didn't have any other option by now but to, you know, let him have a little taste. And she thought, okay, I'm gonna give him this little taste. He's gonna drop me off at my apartment. Then he's gonna come back to the hotel, pack up his stuff and get the hell out of town. Okay, no ma'am. He wants to stay for a little more action. But in the middle of her and him having this conversation, she gets a phone call. It tells him it's her counselor and she walks away. I said, buddy, hell to the no. I knew right then it wasn't her counselor, because if it was, you could have stood there and had that conversation right in front of your husband. He is sitting there like a complete idiot talking about, yeah, she's got to talk to her counselors and her probation officer. They call her every day, all day. Now, listen, honey, I am not a professional when it comes to PO officers, but I don't think they call you every day, all day. I'm just saying. And I am not a licensed counselor either, but I don't think that they call you every day, all day either. I really don't. Anyway, it turns out it's some guy named Brian who is an ex-boyfriend of hers that is in prison, but he has gotten out. And boy, oh boy, she was smiling on the phone talking to old Brian. And he was setting up plans to meet with her. I bet Brian gets the sex. I'm just saying. When you look at the previews, it shows her seeing Brian. She walks right up on him and plants him a kiss. I said, everybody can get it but that husband. Anyway, when she gets off the phone, Chaz goes into 100% toddler mode. And I do mean full toddler mode. The kind where you throw yourself on the ground and you start kicking and screaming. Oh my gosh, it was terrible. She tells him yet again that she does not want him to extend his trip. This dude takes off his ring and sits it down. Then he goes and puts himself in timeout. He's standing in the corner like a disobedient child, crying, sniffling, and carrying on. She walks over there and tells him that he is overreacting. And he says, well, I love you. You're my wife. And I just want to spend time with you. The next thing you know, she says, okay. I said, oh, Lord, here we go again. You just went full on clinger. Chaz, she does not want you. This is not legit. It's over, buddy. Move on to wife number 6. Okay. First of all, move on to a therapist. Then move on to wife number 6 when you get yourself together. I have told you multiple times, get back on that plane. Go home to your sister and your cats. Get you some therapy and an annulment. This is ridiculous. Then I'm just out online minding my business, and there's a website, which I'm going to post it because I can't even remember their name, but they had a message from some lady named Trista saying that Chaz was having a relationship with her, knowing that he was married to Brandon. Honey, I can't imagine. I just cannot imagine. That's all alleged because I don't know these people, but I can't imagine Chaz actually having an extracurricular relationship behind Brandon's back. But I can imagine Brandon having all kinds of financial extracurricular activities behind Chaz's back. But I'm going to go ahead and say allegedly, in my opinion. Anyway, I can't wait to see next week's episode. I think Chaz is finally starting to take the blinders off. Boy, get your life. Okay, this relationship was doomed from the start. Whew, go home, Chaz. Kentucky is calling. Deontay and Lindsay. So, I'm just going to say it up front. Miley Grace is the cutest little thing. Okay, I think she's adorable. And I really do enjoy seeing scenes with Lindsay and Miley. When you see them together, you can absolutely tell that Miley loves her mama and she has missed her. And you can tell that Lindsay loves Miley as well. And finding out that by the time she was a senior in high school, Miley Grace was already 2 years old, that goes to say that she was probably 15 when she had her. So they are closer than age than not. I love seeing them together. I really think that it's awesome that Miley is going to be in the same pageant that Lindsay was in, and Lindsay came in second place. I am hoping that Miley wins. The little girl is adorable, but the show really did try to play Deontay. I personally think that it was production. Lindsay's phone kept ringing with voicemails, text message, and she tried to, they were trying to imply that Deontay could not stop calling this woman. And not saying that I don't believe that he calls her a lot, but I can't imagine him absolutely knowing that she was spending this time with her daughter and him blowing this woman's phone up like this. I think that that's a bit much. If that is true, Deontay, cut the shit. This woman has been in jail for over half this little girl's life. She is spending time with her daughter. A quick little text message is all that needs to be done. She will get back to you when she's done, having time with her daughter. And she tells her mother that ever since her and Deontay spent time together, now that she has a job working for Blaine, who's in love with her, and she's spending more time with Miley Grace, that he's getting more and more needy. Listen, back the hell off, Deontay, because what she needs is to keep her job and to keep building her relationship with her daughter. She needs those things more than she needs a relationship with you. So the best thing about this episode is we got the opportunity to see Deontay's mama. Honey, listen, she stopped the bus. Okay, they go out furniture shopping, and this dude is looking for bedroom furniture for Miley Grace. Tells his mama that he is thinking about moving to Mississippi. She said, hold up, wait a minute. First of all, you were financially ruined when Nicole left you. Not to mention the first girl that he fell in love from prison. He was completely in shambles after their relationship. He spent so much money on that girl, he ended up getting evicted, losing his car, and having to move in with his mother. She's done. She's tired of the crap. She says, you don't need to be in this relationship with Lindsay, and you don't need to be rushing it by trying to move to Mississippi. She told him Lindsay doesn't have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of. How dare you do this? She also lets him know what other moms would say. As a mom, every time our children are in pain or going through it, we suffer too. She is over it. She is over it. She told him she is not here for this. And the whole time he was trying to tell her this BS, she gave him the look that we look at him with. What? Are you kidding me? Are you serious? Is this brain on? Do you hear me? Is it going in one ear and out the other? What? That's what her face was saying to me. And I agree. Listen, I don't blame her for walking out. I would have walked out of there too. To hell with you, buddy. You just making these stupid decisions at the age of 34. I'm just saying. Puppy and Amber. So it's the same day. You know that day we seen Puppy in a public restroom sitting on the toilet? Oh, that really grossed me out. I mean, yikes. She could have got the crabs, anything from sitting on that toilet. Oh, no ma'am. Anyway, Amber's taking her home. You know, she's supposed to go home and possibly tell Eric about this new baby. Now, when she gets home, she upsets me again because she sits down on the couch and she puts her boots in the couch. You just came from outside. Before that, you were in that nasty public restroom, and now you have your feet up on the couch. Don't ever come to my house and sit on my couch like that. That is disgusting. I'm just saying, oh, girl, go take a shower, first of all, because you had your butt on that toilet. I'll never forget it. I'll never forget it. She tells Eric that she had a good time hanging out with Amber and she would like for him and her to go on a double date with Amber and her new boyfriend, TC. And he says he doesn't want to go on a double date with Amber and her new boyfriend. You know, he is not here for these crybaby ass boyfriends that she has. And, you know, listen, Eric is not my favorite dude, but I have to go with Eric on this one. That last bitch ass boyfriend that Amber had was absolutely too damn much. And I agree with Eric. I just don't want to do it. You know, even though I think this new boyfriend she has is a pretty decent guy. So she goes on to try to tell him about the new baby, but she can't bring herself to do it. So she tells him that she applied for a job. And then he has a bit of an attitude, which is a huge red flag for me. No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. Okay, what that says to me is you want to control this woman. You do not want her to get out in the public, meet other people, possibly another man, and you don't want her to have her own money so that she can move and shake the way she needs to. That is a red flag for me. That says you are isolated. That says you need to stay in this house while I rip and run the streets and do what the hell I want to do. That is a no-go. Okay, what she needs to do is truly pull out her laptop while she's sitting on the couch and actually start applying for real jobs. Then get you a job and start applying for an apartment. Because right now, you're not really doing enough. Every question she is asked is, I don't know. I don't know. You know, she asked him where he was going and was he going to his ex-wife's house because it was late at night when he left and he didn't want to tell her. That is a no-go for me. Okay, where the hell are you going? If you can't be crystal clear about where you're going, then that means it's the end for me. Because you know good and daggone well, she's not about to head to that door. She's not even going to reach the doorknob before this dude is asking her where she's going. And she better come up with an answer. You know what I mean? Oh, hell no. These double standards in this relationship is no. This man is manipulating the hell out of her. And she keeps on saying that she doesn't know what to do. And she's so hurt by this relationship. If you don't know what to do and you are so hurt by this relationship and you are so worried and scared about Eric and his wife, bounce. Okay, it is never all right to be second place. It's not cute. Girl, just go on, get you some therapy. So Amber comes to visit the next day and Puppy tells her that she still hasn't told him about the baby and that he didn't come home the night before. You know, Amber asked him about it, which I'm thinking, don't do that. Because there's something in me that says every time Amber pisses Eric off by asking questions, that he takes that anger out on Puppy. So, you know, maybe if Puppy is not going to try to make some changes in her life, maybe she shouldn't share as much with Amber. So he ends up leaving and Amber has the bright idea that they should follow him. The problem with this is, you know, I don't mind a little follow. I don't mind a little, you know, tailing a person because, you know, Amber is like a lot of my friends. We will mount up and follow a dude real quick, okay? Listen, the thing is when you are telling someone, you have to be 2 to 3 cars behind. Okay, somebody didn't fill Amber in on this. You've got to be 2 to 3 cars behind so that you can hide. Puppy is completely freaked out. She says if he finds out, oh my God. And the way she freaked out by this makes me wonder, does this man get physical with her? I don't know. It creeped me out just a little bit, but their relationship creeps me out anyway. Anyway, they get caught because they are bad at this. They really are. They should have called me. Anyway, he jumps out the car and lets them know that he is a 40-year-old man, which I don't know why, but I really thought that he was older than that. But anyway, he lets them know that he is a 40-year-old man. He does not need a chaperone. He can go wherever the hell he wants to go. And let me tell you, Puppy was on mute. Do you understand me? It was as if somebody took a remote control and boop, totally muted her out. While he's talking, she can't say anything. I said, ooh, this looks like the face of a woman who is nervous and scared. Me personally, if I'm getting busted following this dude, I'm getting out the car. I'm gonna confront him. Listen, I'm following you because you a bitch. Okay, I want to know where the hell you going. That's why I'm following you, okay? But no, she didn't do any of that. Amber did a little talking, but she didn't jump out the car either. The thing is, leave it alone. Leave it alone. You know, I don't know if he's dangerous or not, but this is not a good look. If you are in a relationship that you feel that you need to tell somebody, that is a huge sign that this is not a good relationship for you. It really isn't. Listen, Puppy, I'm over you and I'm over the bullshit. Okay. Eric is very clearly stating to you, maybe not with words, but with his actions, that he is still very much in love with his wife. Even if his wife doesn't want him anymore, he clearly still wants her. This is not a healthy relationship. It is extremely toxic and one-sided. And you have way too many I don't knows going on to be as grown as you are. It's time for you to grow up. Especially if you are about to bring a life into this world. You have to be more stable than this to be a good mom. So, you know what, Puppy? Get your life together. And I think that Amber should take a few steps back, because I don't know if your actions hurt Puppy in the end when it comes to Eric. So take a step back, because clearly she's not even listening to your advice anyway. Taylor and Chance. Now, honey, I don't know what the hell is going on. I really don't. I don't know how a guy who's been in jail for 10 or 12 years for robbing a bank somehow got approved for a $200,000 loan. I really don't. I really don't. When I bought my house, I was approved for $250,000. I had been working forever, watching my credit, watching my spending, busting my ass. And this dude robs a bank and goes to jail and comes home less than 2 months. He's got a $200,000 approval for a house and 6 credit cards. And he happens to believe that if he gets a credit card, spends $50, pays it right off, he's going to get an additional 50 points on his credit. That's not how that works. I'm just saying. He's out here looking at homes, talking about he's going to secretly buy this house and then tell Taylor about it. Didn't she tell you how she felt about you secretly buying this truck? And I thought it was really crazy too, because she told him, you secretly bought this truck talking about it was a surprise. The truck was for you. How the hell is this a surprise for her? Meanwhile, she is at home talking to her friend and taking her EPT test to find out that she is pregnant. Listen, she needs a baby like she needs a hole in her head. That goes for her and Puppy and Destiny. Oh Lord. Anyway, she's at home wondering what are they going to do with this additional expense that's coming into their family. And he is looking at this house. He's out in the backyard talking about he can go to the Menards or Lowe's or Home Depot somewhere and buy 2 of those little outdoor sheds and add some indoor plumbing and put Bobby in the backyard. Hell to the no. This dude is always trying to figure out a way he can put Bobby outside in a rickety shack. And then he's talking about how he could turn one of the bedrooms into 2 rooms. I said, buddy, we saw what you did to that garage. A contractor, you are not. Buddy, I can't stand you. And then I'm thinking, all right, he wants to buy this house so he can put her and the girls in his house and Bobby in the backyard so he can be in charge. Because remember that time he said, well, since this is your house, I guess I'm not in charge. I think he wants to be in utter control of this woman. He wants full control. And if you noticed, I'm not sure where they live. I don't know if it was a suburb or another town, but it wasn't the same city that they currently live in. So I'm thinking, are you trying to move her away from her family and friends into another city? Not only that, purchasing a property like that without talking to her first is really disrespectful. Second of all, you have children involved. Wouldn't she want to look around, check to see if maybe there might be child predators in the area? What school districts? What parks would she take them to? Are there any recreation centers around here? Things like that. These are things that couples should discuss. He's just going to surprise her. Here are the keys. Really? Then he takes her out to dinner, and I got a little ticked off with her too, because she still hasn't told him that she's pregnant, and she lets this man order a full bottle of wine. Then when he orders his food, she complains about the smell of the food. I mean, just tell him. This is getting to be ridiculous. Not only that, I did not appreciate that he ordered for her. You don't order for me. I'm just saying. One time I went out to dinner with one of my coworkers and her husband. I never liked her husband because he was very manipulative. He gaslighted her all the time, and he was physical with her, and she was just too scared to speak up for herself. But anyway, I go out to dinner with her and her husband, and her husband orders for himself. He orders for her, and then he opens up his mouth to start to order for me. His name was Chris. I said, Chris, that's not going to happen. I said, even if you were paying for my food, you don't order for me. Don't play that shit with me. You don't order for me. I'm a grown-ass woman. So I didn't appreciate that. I'm just saying, I order for myself. I'm paying for myself. I'm ordering for myself. And even if you were paying for me, I'm still ordering for myself. Anyway, she tried to explain to him that as a couple, they should be making major financial decisions together as a team. And while she was talking, he was smirking. I said, he don't give a damn. He don't give a damn. This man is disgusting. I don't like him. Sean, Sarah, Kelly, and Destiny. So listen, they gave us all this hype. I'm just going to tell you up front, Destiny never made it to the wedding. Okay, she goes to the airport to come to the wedding. Turns out she starts having contractions at 7 months pregnant. The producers end up driving her to the hospital. She calls her husband, Jason, to try to get him to get to the hospital for the possible delivery, let the hospital know she's on her way and she's 7 months pregnant, which is way too early for her to deliver her baby. So I hope that they were able to stop her contractions. However, she's in the back seat vaping. I think that is not okay. Not okay. I mean, gosh, Destiny, come on. Think about this child. Anyway, so she didn't make it to the wedding. However, I just want to say that Sarah looked absolutely gorgeous. I thought that her dress was beautiful. Her flowers were beautiful. She looked amazing. But it's really kind of hard to find a bride who's not gorgeous, The one thing that I was upset with is that Sarah's mother, why didn't anybody give her some purple shampoo and a stylist? Her hair is so damaged and ratty. I mean, she really needs a deep conditioning treatment, a trim, and some purple shampoo, and a flat iron. You are at your daughter's wedding and your hair is terrible. I'm just saying. Listen, Sean is extremely happy to see his daughter. He's explaining to her that he loves her and that he's really sorry. She lets him know that she feels as if her and her mom and her siblings were starter family. And that's understandable. And I think that's a natural feeling for a child. I've seen people who have been in relationships with somebody for multiple years, and then the person left them and married somebody else, and they felt like a starter wife or a starter girlfriend. You know what I mean? So I understand that she is hurt. Both of them cried, and Sean promised her that he was going to do better. But, we have heard Sean make that promise to her before. So I don't really trust it. But the one thing that I did think was really interesting is Sarah said something about a first look, which I've never heard about that before, where on the wedding day, the husband-to-be and the bride-to-be spend a few moments together looking at each other for the first time. I always thought that they, for superstitious reasons, that you didn't see them until you walk down the aisle. I don't know. But she went outside, honey, waiting for her first look at Sean. Like I said, she looked amazing. Sean still looked a mess, even in the tuxedo. Anyway, she turns around and like Candyman.
Be my victim.
And Kelly pops up. I said, oh, Lord, shit. And she was wearing black. So Sarah was thinking, I know she did not just show up at my wedding, first of all. Second of all, she is wearing all black like she is at a funeral. Anyway, Kelly tells her that she's not there to cause any problems. She just wanted to pretty much warn Sarah about marrying Sean. Honey, listen, don't you worry about Sarah. Sarah tells her that she knows that Sean is a mess pretty much, and that she knows that Sean lies. But Sean is an upgrade for her. I said, oh, God, I'm sorry. Anyway, she says Sean is an upgrade for her because her past boyfriends have beat her. And I said, well, at least the man doesn't physically hurt the girl. I'm happy that she's no longer with somebody that's going to hurt her. But she tells Kelly that she realizes that Kelly was hurt, the kids were hurt, and she doesn't think that's good. You know, she wants them to all be able to come together as one blended family. She wants the children to be in Sean's life, and she wants Sean to be in the life of the kids, and that's a grown woman right there. So I appreciate it, because that could have went totally to the left. Sarah could have told Kelly to get the hell on out of there. You know what I mean? But she didn't do that. However, in the previews for next week, it seems that either Kelly or somebody else is causing a ruckus at the reception. And I think it could be production kind of getting Kelly to do something or say something. Maybe because Destiny couldn't show up. But Sean and Sarah's wedding was really pretty. It looks like they, you know, put a little money into it. And they had their vows. And I laughed a little bit because they actually had their vows in notebooks. Honey, listen, Sean had about 5 or 6 pages of vows. I said, oh, Lord, how long do we have the venue? Anyway, they are officially married. Of course, we already know that. And the baby is already here. But Kelly doesn't think this relationship is going to last. You know, I don't know. It just depends on how much Sarah can actually take. You know what I mean? She might be able to put up with Sean a little more than other people would. Brittany and Ray. So, does anybody else think that Brittany and her mom look like twins? They really look like twins to me. One's just taller than the other. So, they are out looking at dresses. And I have to tell you, every dress that Brittany tried on, I thought she looked beautiful. But her mom brings up a prenup. And just being completely realistic and honest, I am not mad at her mom for bringing up the prenup. I am mad at the timing. You know, you're supposed to be happy and cheerful and looking at your dresses and being all in love and excited. And then to have your mom bring up the prenup. It was a wrong place, wrong time. But I agree with her mother. You know, her mom says that they have a lot of property and a lot of money that they will be passing down to her. And they need her to protect herself. And as I've said multiple times, if I was to get married right now, I would have a prenup. I want my husband to keep what he came into the marriage with. I want to keep what I worked so hard for, what I'm bringing into this marriage. And then I want us to equally split what we build together. And I don't think that that's anything wrong with that. However, when Brittany brings it up to Ray, Ray gets a real attitude about it. He makes the comment, so at the end of the marriage, I'm just supposed to leave with nothing. Buddy, you didn't bring anything. You know, coming into this relationship, you moved into her house. You know what I mean? She already had this house when she met you. And the things that her parents are leaving her are family property. So, no, I think that you should be able to leave this marriage with half of what you accumulate together and what you brought. And you brought nothing at the very beginning. I'm sorry, I'm Team Brittany's mama. Anyway, you guys, get down in the comments and let me know. Are you Team Brittany prenup or are you Team Ray? And until next time, bye.